Now, computer instructions can be of different types. Okay, so basically there are three categories of instructions. The first is data transfer instructions, which deal with transferring data from one location to another. So it may be transferring from memory location to a register, or transferring from one register to another register, or from transferring from register to memory, and so on. It can also be transferring from one memory location to another memory location. So this deals with transfer of data from one location to another. And all this is done without changing the contents. The contents must not be changed. The second category consists of data manipulation instructions. So these are quite easy to understand. That is your operations. Wherever you're going to do some operation on the data, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, shifting, okay, some logical operations, and or, all these falls under your data manipulation instructions. Whenever you're going to do some manipulation on the data, some changes to the data, then you have the data manipulation instruction. In addition to these two, we also have a third category of instruction, which are known as program control instructions. So program control instructions gives you the power to provide decision taking capabilities. That means normally what happens, you have a set of instructions in the data segment. You keep on executing the instructions one after the other. So you execute the first instruction, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and so on. Now, you may have situations where you might want to alter the sequence. So, say after executing the third instruction, you want to execute the seventh instruction. Now, you may ask that why is it, where will it be applicable? So, let's say for example, if I have something like this, if x is greater than 10, then what I have to do, y is equal to y plus 1, else y is equal to y minus 1. So this is my high level language code. Okay, so I will have one block of statements for execute for this. So this is the code for here, and let me use a different color. So for this I may have, these are my instructions for executing if the condition is false. So this is for here. So now for this also there will be one block of instructions, some instructions for executing this. So while executing these instructions, you may find that if the condition is true, then you have to execute say from address 100. Okay, and if the condition is false, you have to execute from address say 200. This is where this second block starts. Second set of instructions starts. So now, depending upon the condition x is greater than 10, okay, you may either choose to execute 100 or you may choose to execute the instructions at address 200. So here you are making a decision whereby the flow of control is no longer sequential. It's not sequential anymore. Instead, what we have done, we have a branch. So if this condition is true, then if the condition is true, then this. If it is false, then this. So what this instruction, execution of this particular instruction is doing, that is x greater than 10, if this executes and then you get a value true, then you have to change, you have to alter your, you have to change the flow of execution of your program. So an instruction which does things like this, these are known as your program control instructions. So program control instructions, what it does, it provides decision taking capabilities and changes the path taken by the program. So by default it is sequential, one after the other. Certain instructions can make you change or jump to some other location which is not sequential. So these are the three categories of computer instructions. So some examples, let me just show you some examples of, these are some data transfer instructions: load, store, move, exchange, Okay, input, output, push, pop, these are for the stack. Then in and out, these are for from the input device to the register. Out is for register to output device. Load is from memory to register. Store instruction is from register to memory. Then move is between two that is register to register, register to memory, or memory to memory. You can use move also. Exchange is again exchange the value of two registers, exchange the values of a register and memory. So these are some typical data transfer instructions. Then we have some program control instructions. These can be things like branch, like we saw now in the if. So there is a branch. So if the condition is true, then branch to this location. Similarly, there are some other instructions like jump or skip. Skip will, instead of executing the next instruction, it will execute the next to next instruction. So instead of executing instruction 1, it will execute instruction 2. Then call. Call is for a procedure call. When you call a function, then you have to jump to that location where that code for that function is. Return is returning from a function. Then we have two more instructions, that is compare and test. So these are used in conjunction with your branch, jump, and all these statements in order to have your program control instructions. I have not shown any of the typical data manipulation instructions because these are quite easy and there are lots. So these are basically your add, subtract, and so on.